In the previous episode, we spent time exploring Caleta Partida with our friends Ruth and Garrett, trying to catch fish and enjoying the beautiful islands.
We just washed up. We found a food source.
Food supplies were now dwindling to the last cans of beans and grains of rice. So we put our heads and our stomachs together and made the bold decision to clean the seaweed from our anchors and sail up to the next bay. We may have limited rations, but the pleasant weather forecast, plus rumors of beautiful hikes and plentiful fish, were enough to encourage us to push on to Ensenada El Cardinal. With Ruth and Garrett hauling up anchor just behind us, we were off on our next adventure. What is that? We're gonna go eat some triggerfish. We went spearfishing. We got some triggerfish, and it's a beautiful day here in Mexico.
Fishy, fishy.
Having borrowed Garrett's spear gun, I was able to shoot us a couple of decent-sized triggerfish for dinner.
Yeah.
These unique-looking fish are plentiful among the reefs and rocky shorelines in the Sea of Cortez, where they spend their lives feeding on crabs, sea urchins, shrimp, lobster, and various mollusks.
I know. Take a little chompers. Do you want the cleaver?
Yeah, for real.
Cleaver? Yeah.
I need a lightsaber.
You want Dexter? Oh, a lightsaber!
Triggerfish are amazingly tough. They have skin that resembles leather coated with a heavy armor of scales, which covers a framework of stout bones. They are built like some kind of aquatic tank. Filleting them is a tough puzzle to solve, and it took me many attempts to figure out how to do it cleanly. They are well worth the effort, however, as they have a firm, white flesh that is fantastic any way you cook it. Everyone was eagerly anticipating full bellies of fresh fish tacos.
Wait. We're being attacked by bees.
This is why we have a cat. Protect us. That morning, Allie and I went out to explore the bay and bask in the beautiful weather with a local population of pelicans and royal terns. These birds can often be seen sharing fishing grounds together. They both use a technique of diving beak first into the water from the heights, grabbing anchovies and other small bait fish just below the surface. We caught them after their breakfast feast, lounging and socializing in the mid-morning sun. For us, spending time in remote wilderness is always revitalizing. It can sometimes take a while for our minds to settle in, but there is something deeply refreshing about spending time and seeing the flora and fauna in its many forms in landscapes uninterrupted by human hands or presence. And then there are the private white sand beaches.
others have gone.
Nice. There's some nice fish swimming around in there.
Hmm?
There's some nice sized fish swimming around in here.
Oh yeah?
Drop this hook
You
down
wanna
there and
catch
see
him?
what happens. After we devoured some cans of beans back on Spy, Ruth and Garrett came by and picked us up for an afternoon of exploring the hiking trails.
You're lucky I'm being your human shield right now. It's cold.
I thought it would be a quick supper, and then I would just roast on yours.
We can share my sweater.
I gotta love, love.
Couple hours.
It's the magic carpet ride.
Thank you, ladies.
How sneaky you thought you were being.
Yeah.
I got love, love. I got love. Some people say money gets you everything, but it don't make me happy. It's not the reason my heart sings. 'Cause what I've got, you couldn't put a price on that. 'Cause I got something real. 'Cause I got love, love. I got love, love. I got love. I got love. Some people cruise, some people try to get by. If you don't have a reason, it's hard to make it all worthwhile. 'Cause what I've got surely makes the world go round. 'Cause I got something real. I got something real. 'Cause I got love, love. I got love. I got
That's a nice plank. The prices of lumber these days, man, we should salvage it. We could probably get 20 bucks for that.
Gonna head off down south. We're out of food, out of water. Not out of water. We're out of food. And time to head back to La Paz. My parents are coming into town, so we're gonna head out and go meet them up in La Paz. The time had finally come for us to weigh anchor and make the journey back toward La Paz. The amazing weather we were having on the islands made us want to push our stay as long as possible, living on fresh fish and sunshine. My parents had planned to come visit us for a week in La Paz and would be there the day after next. This worked perfectly with Rediviva's cruising schedule, so we planned to spend the night together in Playa Pichilingüe, just 5 miles north of La Paz. Unfortunately, it was a windless day and we had to motor most of the way, a monotonous and boring task of hand steering with the loud engine droning the hours away. But of course, we made the best of it. Just a few miles before Playa Pichilingüe, the wind picked up and we were able to unfurl the jib for a nice sail into the anchorage. Allie's down here cooking us some beans. Just a girl and her beans.
We left Ensenada Cardenal on Isla Partida this morning and made our way to Playa Pichalingüe, just outside of La Paz. And we have been buddy boating with our friends Garrett and Ruth on Rediviva. And we are all very low on provisions, so we've been dreaming of a nice cold beer and some tacos. And luckily here on the beach they have a nice little palapa where they sell drinks and tacos. So we're gonna go play on the beach. And they just made it in. They're anchoring right now. So we're gonna go get some good food. We've been living off of beans and rice and the occasional fish that Aaron and Garrett spearfish.
Mostly Aaron.
Mostly Aaron.
Thank you.
After Rediviva got settled, we all jumped in the dinghy and took a quick tour, admiring Spy and the beard of sea growth she was sporting on her belly.
Did you take a beer break before you scrubbed the port side?
Looks like it.
How can you tell? Oh, really? You can't go wrong with the rum coke.
¿Eres tú que sentí? ¿Será que estás cerca de mí? ¿Será que tú cantas por mí? Cuando la vela prendí, pasaron los años así. Siento tu presencia en ya que me pongo a escribir, ¿será que tú escribes por mí? Sé que no tuvimos tiempo de podernos despedir. Sé que hubo otros caminos y tuviste que partir. Pero yo recuerdo siempre tu sonrisa y tu reír. Me enseñaste que la vida no es difícil de vivir.